Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's night number 2 here of the semifinals. And after last night, both series are tied 1-1, one apiece here. And we'll see what happens tonight. I got the Brewers streams. Looks like it's up right now. Burbank Brewers. And we got the London series. All right, that one just came up. You guys could take a look at the lineups on here. Sophisticated. LeBronto in net. We got Willis out here tonight. Turk. Kush for the London Wankers. On the other side here for the Brewers, it's going to be Erickson in net for them here tonight. Caberlet, Guru, and Furry Pujols is playing center tonight. Maybe they're looking for that offense here. So a bit swapped there. Matt on D, along with Life. So let's see how that works out. What's up, Viral, in the chat there? What's going on? Playoff action about to go down here. We got the London and the Polar Bear series about to kick off here for game number 3. Both series are tied right now, 1-1. But what a showing last night by the Polar Bears. Came out big. Like I said, game 1 was tough because they had to take those back-to-back penalties to start game 1. But after that, Polar Bears look real good against this London team. Let's see what happens here. And they have to do it again, the same thing as last night. So London's going to go on the power play here to begin the game. Last night it hurt them. They had back-to-back, and London scored on both of them. It was 2-0. It was like having a 2-goal spread to begin the game, you know? So that's what's happening here. Or is this... Okay. Oh, yeah, man. Shout out there to Nikki P in the chat. Thanks, man. Thanks. Always looking to improve stuff on here as well. It's our first season here in the NZHL, and we're gonna work things out. Most of it like a test run here as well. But season 5 right around the corner. So make sure you guys sign up. Sign-ups are posted there, and we're gonna have a good one. We're gonna have a great night, great season. If you like the action here in the postseason. Um, Season 5 is going to bring the heat as well. And here we go. It looks like deja vu. I had to check the stream to see if this was the same game from last night. It wasn't a recording, but it is live. But it is. London, gets the power play here. The 5-on-3. It's not just a 5-on-4. A 5-on-3 power play to begin the game. And last night they scored both of them. It was 2-0 right off the bat. Bears were able to bounce back, come back, almost won it, almost tied it there. But then game 2, when they didn't have to take those penalties, they ended up winning, and they blew out London in that game too. And you got to give credit to the goaltender there as well for the Pole Bears because he was lights. I mean, I think London just got frustrated the way Davison was playing last night for the Bears, and they got to him. Looks like the Vikings are ready, so that one's going to be underway as well. Right here, and this one, it's 1-0 London. Game 3. Remember, this series is tied, so is the other one. That Brewers and Vikings series, man, that's a tough one because, I mean, Vikings came out. Vikings looked good in both games. They played, and if I'm the Vikings, I don't change anything up, man. I don't change anything up on here. I just want to see who they have in the lineup. Oh, forget it. I don't change anything because they played good both games, and it just, Nicky came out some huge saves in that game too, and Brewers got the goals that they needed. Sometimes it's just, I mean, EA sometimes plays a factor. Whatever. It's video game hockey. So silly stuff happens. But I thought the Vikings played pretty damn well last night. So I don't change anything here if I'm the Vikings. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see what happens. So that one's about on the way here. London still 1-0. Willis with the opener goal there for London. And that's the only goal here so far. 1-0. Polar Bears bringing some pressure here. And it works out for them because we're going to have a tie game. So just like that, we're all tied up here. 1-1. So after Willis with the opener goal, here comes London. 10:06 mark at the first period. And looks like that was led with the goal. That's Ledvinka. I believe that's how you pronounce it. With the goal there for the Polar Bears. 1-1. And here come the Vikings. Just as night one. Coming out firing. Under 2 minutes in. And that's Hoodrat right away getting the goal. And he had a huge night last night. Throughout this whole playoffs, I believe he's leading the league there. Most goals, most points. 'Cause he had a lot of them last night, that's for sure. In that 12-2 blowout in Game 1. Bears tied up. So, and different lineup here for the Bears, but they're playing good against a number 1 team here. You know, number 6 Polar Bears. And here come more Vikings goals. Now it's going to be 2-0. I know it's early, but damn, Vikings right on the board, and that's Lazar with the goal, Manship with the assist. And just like that, they're not done, man. They're not done yet. Make that 3-0, back-to-back goals. I don't even think we're 5 minutes into this game. 16-18 mark, and Hoodrat, that's his second already. Manship with the assist. Two minutes left in the London Polar Bears game. It's all tied up, 1-1. Ledvinka with the goal to tie it. And they're about 1 minute left there in the first. While on the other screen, the Vikings, man, coming with an explosive start here, 3-0. They did so last night as well in Game 1. So did the Bears in Game 2. They look very impressive. But Hodrat already with 2 goals, looking for a hat trick here. And he's having a hell of a postseason here in the playoffs. Not just in this round, but in round number 1 as well. Take a look at the leaderboards. I mean, right there, he's up there. And I updated everything there. You guys will see the leaderboard on your right. And the bottom left, we have the scores. Oh, man, make that 4-0. I know we're just here in the first, but, man, 4-0 for the Vikings. That's huge. And that's Lazar. He's got 2 as well. Manship and Upshaw with the assist. 4-0 Vikings. London and the Bears, after first, it's 1-1. But look at that. Shots in favor of the Bears. And once again, they had to take that penalty early in the game, just as last night. Fortunate for them, it was only 1 goal. That was the goal there by Willis. Because last night, they started the game down 2-0 right off the bat. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if that costs them here. It did last night in Game 1. Otherwise, they could be up 2-0 here in the series. Brewers and Vikings still in the first. 9-minute mark coming up. But it's all Vikings thus far. 4-0. So, and remember, there was a line change there. They changed the line up there for the Brewers, but it doesn't seem like it's working out. And we got a penalty shot coming up here for the Vikings, trying to extend this even more. London regains the lead with the goal there by Willis. And penalty shot does work out for the Vikings. It's 5-0 now. Lazar, hat trick already here, just in the first. Man, how many is he going to finish the night off with? He's got 3. Hoodrat's got the other 2. Willis also with 2 for London to give them the lead, the 2-1 lead in the second period. But I got to question this lineup here on the Brewers. You know, I thought Furry was playing a hell of a defense there for them. They decided to move him, bring him back to the forward line. And I don't know if that was such a good idea. You know, I know they're looking for offense. You know, their offense struggled last night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Right now, it's not looking good. Not a good start at all. 5-0. And remember, last night, one of the games they lost 12-2. Uh, will this be a repeat here in Game 3? Bears in London still battling over there. 2-1 game. One goal separates those two. And it's Willis. Willis, huge game here thus far. Scoring both there for London. And he had tremendous night there in round one against the Dragons. He did the same, close games. But Willis was the man that gave him those game winners to advance. Here we go. About a minute and a half to go in the first. 5-0 Vikings. Brewers still looking to try to get on the board here and trying to figure out how to stop the Vikings. Giving up 5 goals. One of them was a penalty shot. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it for the first period. 5-0 Vikings. Man, like I said, Hoodrat with 2 goals there. But the man, Lazar, having 3, a hat trick in just the first period. 8:28 on the other series in the second period. London still holding on to that 2-1 lead. Both of these series are tied. So either team right now looking to try to gain an advantage here. Trying to get on top here, get the lead, and we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely loving this Vikings forward line here tonight with Lazar, Hoodrat, and Manny on there, Manship. Um, they're looking pretty damn dominant here. 6-0. Lazar's got 4, Manship with the assist on that. Dezo with the secondary assist. And when it pours, it rains here. And Brewers, again, in a spot here, just getting pummeled out here tonight here in Game 3. Finally get on the board here, though. Break the shutout, but still a long way to try to come back here. Down 6-1. 5 goals here. And that was Caberlet with the goal there for the Brewers. He had a solid round 1 for them. Actually, started making that comeback when they were down 2-0 in the series. It was that man right there. Let's see what he has here for the Brewers. Right now, they need something. It's 6-1. Still plenty of hockey. Still plenty of time to come back here, but they're going to need more than just one. Final seconds here. London still up 2-1, and we're going to have a power play coming up. Looks like it's just going to be a face-off here. So London's going to have a power play to start period number 3, up 2-1. If they could capitalize on this, they got a pretty good power play last night. Looked pretty damn good. They could somehow possibly take a 2-goal lead. And that man right there is the reason why London is up 2-1 right now, heading to the third period. Going to be a huge third period coming up for both of those teams. Can London hold on, or will the Bears find a way to come back in this one, down 2-1? Brewers looking to bounce back here, but right now not looking good at all. 6-1, and the Vikings. I mean, how impressive is this team? They scored a lot of goals last night. And had it not been for that game 2, like I said, game 2 could have been a lot of goals, but Nicky P came out big there for the Brewers. And but tonight, Tonight, Vikings are just connecting on everything out here tonight. Make that 7-0. You know, I spoke earlier about Lazar, with his 4 goals. Hoodrat's got 3. And there's your 7 goals for the Vikings. Here we go. Period 3. Coming up here, London. Polar Bears. All tied up in the series. Have a 2-1 lead here in Game 3. And a power play chance here. Can they take advantage here of the man advantage? Ooh, almost a costly turnover there. Brewers get another one on the board, and I believe that's Caberlet again with his 2nd goal. It is Furry and Guru with the assist, but they still got to find a way to stop this Vikings offense because those goals are not going to help if you continue to give up goals the other way. 7-2. 9 minutes to go in the second period on that one. London and the Bears still 2-1. Final seconds here of the power play. And a successful kill there by Anchorage. Get their man back on the ice here, full strength. Still looking for that 1 goal to try to tie this one. So far, Latvinka's the only guy that scored there for the Bears here in Game 3. They need 1 more to tie it. I mean, this series looks like easily could go 6 or 7. I mean, back and forth series, tight. And unfortunately, like I said last night, Bears could have easily been up 2-0 here in this series. So will that game. Here we go. Breakaway chance, opportunity here. And that's going to count. It's going to be a goal. There might have been a delayed penalty, but it's not going to matter because they score on here. So huge goal, big breakaway there for the Polar Bears. And we're all tied here, 2-2. McCandles with the goal. That's a solid nuke with the goal on that one. And 2-2. All tied up in the third period. We got a good one here tonight between London and Anchorage. Both teams want to take that lead here in this best-of-7 series. On the other end, it looks like the Vikings, unless something drastically happens there in that game, it's 7-2 with 2.5 to go in the second period. Brewers showed some kind of life here in this period, putting 2 goals, but they still are not able to slow down this Vikings team, who's got 7 goals. It's Lazar and Hoodrat here, putting on the show here for us tonight. 4 goals for Lazar, 3 for Hoodrat. London's all tied up. Willis has both of the London goals. 2 goals for him. Just under 9 minutes to go. Looks like we got a pause here in that one. And pretty even there. 11-10 shots on that. Like I said, Polar Bears had to face that 5-on-3 early on in this game, just as last night. And fortunately, it was only 1 goal here tonight. But that 1 goal, like I said, you want that back because they would be up right now. So will these power plays cost the Bears here in this series? Cost them 1 game last night. We'll see if it costs them here in this one. It's a tie game, 2-2. Who do you guys think is going to win, man? London or the Bears? It's tied 2-2 right now. Who's going to put their team up? Will it be Willis? Or, will it be lead or solid nuke on the other end there? Start of period number 3 between the Brewers and the Vikings. And it is the Bears. And it is solid nuke. And just like that, the Bears have bounced back, not only tied it here in the third, but have now taken the lead late in the third here, and that's Nuke's second goal of the game. Full send with the assist on that goal, and it's 3-2 Bears. 5 minutes left. Now it's London's turn to try to answer, to respond here in this game. You don't see London down many games, but they are here in game 3, and they do respond right away. And we're going to have a tie game, and it's the man that's killing the Bears here in game 3. That's Willis. I mean, this guy's tremendous to watch. And the poise on there on that shot, big one-timer goal. 3-3. So we're all tied once again. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Will this one end in regulation? Or are we in for a overtime here in game 3? And London. So what about this? Lead changes back and forth. First London, then the Bears, and now London back on top. 4-3. Very late goal on that. And that was sophisticated with the goal. And that's a huge goal. That's a huge goal. Now they just got to defend the Bears here. Final minute of play coming up. 4-3. Now can the Bears respawn? They did early on. It was a tie game. They actually had the lead here in the third. But after the 2 back-to-back goals by London, they're back on top, looking to tie it here. And a great save. No, we got a goal. Looks like there was the save, but the puck must have been still loose there. And no whistle. And it is going to be a goal with 42.3 seconds to go. We're all tied up here once again. And that was Mr. Payne, John Payne, bringing the pain here to London. 4-4. 30 seconds to go now. Who's going to take the next lead change here? It's been a back and forth game here. Numerous lead changes, at least 3 or 4 of them here in just this game. 10 seconds to go. London looking for that final shot to try to end this here. But we're not able to. And that's going to do it. We're going to go to overtime. Neither team scoring there late. And what about John Payne coming up at the right time? Tying it with 42 seconds to go. London was so close of coming out with the win here. But they're going to need to do it now in overtime. Anybody's game here. 4-4. Next goal will be the winner. Willis already has 3 for London. But it's all tied up. Brewers cutting the deficit down to 4 now. 7-3. Still down 4. Midway point of the third period. And that's Furry. Furry Pujols with the goal. Matt with the assist. Here we go. Overtime. London. Anchorage. Who's going to close this one out? Next goal will win it. What a battle here in the semifinals of the Neutral Zone Hockey League Season 4 playoffs. Semifinals on Friday night. Only here in NZHL. Nowhere else, man. Ain't gonna find this anywhere else here. Friday night hockey at your best. Anybody watching this live here, who do you guys think is going to take this overtime game here between London and Bears? Remember, London had the early lead. Bears bounced back. Then London regained the lead. But then the Bears tied it up, and here we are in overtime. And I think that goal is going to do it for the Vikings game. It's going to be 8-3. So much for the comeback. That's manship with the goal. Lazar with the assist. Just not enough time there. I mean, 4.5 to go. Brewers kind of picked up as the game went on, but they went down too much too early in that one. Played much better in period 2 and period 3, but when you go down 5-0 in the first, it's very tough to try to bounce back after that. Interested to see what lineup will be there for the Brewers if they remain with what they have, or if we'll see any type of swaps. And we got the OT win here, and that's London. The Wankers win it. 5-4 is the final. So, what a back and forth game here. But it's going to be London who takes it in overtime. And they're going to take the lead here in this series. 2-1 now in favor of London. And the guy in the OT win, that was Willis. Not only did he finish with 4 goals here in Game 3, but he gets the overtime winner. So Anchorage got to find a way to stop this guy. I know it's tough, man. I mean, you know, he did the same thing in round 1 against the Dragons, and then here he comes in the semifinals. Definitely the difference maker, scoring 4 out of the 5 goals scored there by London was Willis. And I got to go back to that early penalties that Anchorage had to take to start that. You know, they found themselves down 1-0 right off the bat, and then again make a great comeback, but again come out short, just as Game 1. So that's 2 games where Anchorage could have won. They could easily be up 3-0 here in this series, but they find themselves now down 2-1 in the series. Looks like we got a fight over here. Cabriolet slugging it out here. Looks like with who was that, Lazar, I believe. 8-4 game. 17 seconds to go. Get over here on the big screen. I guess for pride, right? You know. Neither man goes down, but okay. 17 seconds left. Like I said, that one's pretty much over as well. So after this game, it's going to be the Vikings. They're going to go up 2-1 in the series, and so is London. 2-1 in the series. All right, and I was given word as well that looks like Anchorage will be starting again with another penalty in Game 4. So, I mean, that's tough, man. That's tough. In the semifinals, you had to do in Game 1, in Game 3, and then here again, you know, Game 4 is going to be the same thing. So, hopefully they could kill it off because, you know, that's a big part in the series. It's definitely a huge difference maker because, you know, a 1-goal game. It's been 1-goal game on that Game 1 and 3. And the game that they did not have to take that was game number 2, and they ended up blowing London out. So that's just unfortunate, man. Okay. See, I don't know the specific rules here. I apologize for that on there, but seems they have to take the penalty. Something must have went down. Something I believe it's more of a roster issue or lineups, maybe not posted, or the guys didn't show up. They had to go with a different lineup. So, Possibly that's why the penalties are taken, but don't quote me on that. But whatever the case is, the bottom line here, you know, um, Anchorage had to start 2 games. Now, game 4 will be the same. Another one that they got to start shorthanded. And when it's against a team like London, that made them pay for it twice now. You know, you can't blame London. I mean, you know, that's what it is. They're doing everything right that they're supposed to, and it's just gonna be unfortunate if Anchorage loses this series here. You gotta, I mean, you gotta look at that. I mean, it's costing them so far here, down 2-1. We'll see if they're able to bounce back. Big game 4 coming up here for both teams. Same as the Brewers, because the loss here will put you down 2, and then that means one more win. Either of these teams could close it out here tonight. Should they win all 3? Will that happen? Or will we have game 6 for Saturday night? Be all determined here. Game 4 coming up here for both teams. Okay. So it was. That's what I assumed it was. Basically, the penalties had to be taken there because of the lineup change after the deadline. There's a 1 hour prior to the game where I guess they have to provide the lineup who they're going to go with. But then if you make that change or a guy's not there, you have to swap someone out. You got to take the penalty. So okay, that makes sense there now. But I mean, come on, guys. I mean, it's the semifinals, Thursday, Friday night, and you got to get that. You got to get that right. I mean, you know, Anchorage, got to look at themselves. I mean, there's nobody else to blame here but themselves. Should they not be able to bounce back here? So that's the 2 games here so far. So as we look at the brackets here, like I said, after last night it was all 1-1 for both, but now it's going to be Wankers are going to be up 2-1, and so are the Vikings up 2-1, and the Vikings easily could be up 3-0 here right now. I thought the Brewers were lucky to get that game 2 win, because as far as the stats go, um, you know, Vikings pretty much dominated on all. They won every stat category in that game besides the score. And game 3 was all Vikings. We'll see what happens here. We may have a series where it's different each game. Sometimes it is. And if it is, Brewers should take the next one if it goes back and forth. I mean, we saw last night. We saw a team win. The Wankers won, but then Pole Bears came out. Huge win. Not even close in game 2. Same thing between the Brewers. Vikings came out, totally dominated, but then ended up losing game 2. Is it going to be a repeat here tonight? We'll see. We'll see. Both teams, like I said, still in the dressing room on there. Has not started yet. You ain't missing anything here yet. Looks like they're ready on there. So like I said, for the Brewers tonight, it's Erickson that's in net there for them. LeBronto on the other end for London. See what happens. Game 4 coming up. Once again, you're watching NZHL Season 4 playoffs. And just want to remind everybody up above me right there, Season 5. That's right, Season 5. Sign-ups are live. So if you're watching right now, you're listening right now, if you have not signed up, make sure you do so. Head up to Discord. There's links posted on there every day, with the bot always coming up. But if you can't find it for some reason, hit message one of the league management guys there. I'm sure they'll help you and they'll get you to the right way. And sign up for Season 5. I said it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. Just as the Neutral Zone Hockey League is. It's always been fun here. 4 seasons in. And always looking to improve stuff, improve things. And bottom line, that's what it's all about. Having fun here. playing the game. We know the game sometimes get you frustrated. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But bottom line here, community's great. The guys here, everybody in the back, putting this thing together as well. Day-to-day basis. So shout out to those guys, keeping this thing going here. And hopefully season 5 is good as season 4 is here. Especially in the postseason, it's been a hell of a playoffs here in the NZHL. And like I said, it's a league for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. A lot of leagues don't provide that. You won't have hockey during that time, where here you do. So very competitive. Like I said, a lot of guys, great guys here in the community, on the Discord. Even after the games, always people looking to play games afterwards. I know a lot of guys here on the West Coast as well, so they're all pretty late, man. I'm already out, but it's all good. It's all good. I think the game times and everything is perfect for everybody, and see what happens. We see what happens. And if you guys didn't tune in earlier this week, remember the podcast up there. The other team there, doing their predictions, their recaps, and all that. Check that out because that's been posted as well. And should be coming on the way here shortly. Still in the dressing room, What will happen here for game number 4? It's been a wild semifinals, that's for sure. So far, each game seems to be different. It's been different type of games, different outcomes. See what happens here. Stockholm and Burbank, ready to go here. They're all matched up. Man, what a game by Willis. I mean, wow. You talk about a performer, a player that steps up for his team and just pretty much takes over a game. I mean, that's what he did. Came in there, 4 goals for London. I mean, can't ask for more than that. And on the other end as well, for Lazar. Lazar has had 4 goals as well in that one. See what happens here. Both games about to kick off here. It's game number 4. And remember, we're expected here for 3 tonight. So should London and Vikings win, they could possibly eliminate their opponents here tonight. Neither of these teams want to go down 2, that's for sure. See what happens here. Big game coming up. Game 4 of this best of 7. London and Anchorage on your right. And we got the Vikings here against the Brewers on your left. Puck about to be dropped, and here we go. On the way here. Game number 4. And just as I mentioned earlier, just going to be penalties taken here. And from what I was told, it was the lineup on the deadline. So the Bears once again have to do it, and so did the Vikings. So the Brewers and London get to start this one off on a power play. For London, this is the 3rd game here that they've had this great chance, and they've capitalized on them. See what happens here. And the Brewers do. So after Vikings had to take that penalty here come the Brewers, and that's Caberlet, assisted there by Garou and Matt with the secondary assist. So much better start here for the Brewers. And like I said, they played pretty good. It was it was a bad start in the first period. They went down, was it 5-0 early on, but as the game progressed on there, the Brewers looked like a team that organized, got themselves back together. Um, they got 4 goals later on, but just putting themselves in that big hole was tough. And here in this game, they go up 1-0 after that Caberlet goal. And he had a couple last game. So we'll see what happens here. 14:05 here in the first. It's the Brewers on top, looking to tie this series up, down 2-1. Yeah, thanks for the updates on that. The rosters with the lineups and all. Appreciate it here for the show. And I just want to mention something as well. Um, if anybody that's maybe knocked out from the playoffs or not doing anything, wants to join me in on the commentary any night, let me know. Tomorrow night, should we have game 6 or 7, or in the finals? If there's anybody out there that knows the leagues, knows the players, give more of the back history of some of these players. Would appreciate that. Like I said, we could do dual commentary on this, so you don't get bored just listening to me, all night. But all we got to do is just set up like an audio chat there in the Discord, and we'll do it right off the Discord, and I'll bring the commentary in. So anybody interested, just let me know. Maybe tomorrow night or for the finals. Here we go. Another power play chance for the Brewers. They began this game with the power play. They got on the board 1-0. Can they extend this here to a two-goal game here in the first? One minute left here on the power play for the Brewers. 8-minute mark of the first period. Brewers still up 1-0 after the Caberlet goal. Make that 2-0. What a great shot from the point using the defenseman here. And it pays off. Brew unable to make that save there. And it's Furry Pujols with the goal. And be 2-0. Costly penalty there by the Vikings. And so it looks like they switched. So Furry's back on that playing defense now again. And I think that's where he needs to be. I think that's where he needs to be on here. Guru with the assist on that, and looks like Life with the secondary assist on that goal. 2-0 Brewers. We had to have a restart there. It looks like, I guess the penalties were not taken or not taken at the right time, so they're gonna do that there again to start game 4. Because Anchorage had to take 2 penalties on there, so it'll be a 5-on-3 power play chance here for London to begin game 4. They're up 2-1 in the series. And like I said, these early penalties have really paid off here for London. They're definitely taking advantage of it. Let's see if Anchorage can kill it off. That's going to help them because London takes a tripping call, so it'll be 4-on-3. It's a lot better breathing room there now instead of a 5-on-3. A lot of open ice. 40 seconds to go. Can Anchorage kill this off? Looking for a shorthander here the other way. Yeah, 3 guys on him though. But that's going to kill a lot of the time. 5 seconds to go. And they're going to be even. And I think Anchorage is actually going to get a power play for a couple seconds. Yeah, about 25 seconds here for Anchorage. So, unfortunately for that, that penalties that had to be taken due to that lineup change deadline. But fortunate for them, they're able to kill it off. Vikings get a power play chance here. Final seconds of the first period. They're down 2. It's 2-0 Brewers. Oh, man. That was almost put in their own net there, but luckily it was not. 6 seconds to go. Vikings. Oh, man. Is that going to count? 0.8 seconds to go. I mean, that puck was there. The goaltender, it was under him. It looked like it was under the pads, but they're going to call it off. Looks like it may have had some goalie interference took place. So, break there for the Brewers. Score is going to remain 2-0 after the first. And that man right there, Furry Pujols, getting that huge goal, big one-timer shot from the point. Right past Brew. And the Brewers. Brewers doing the Brew here. 2-0 after the first. 2 periods still left there. Looking to tie this series up. And we got goal taking place here. It's Willis once again for London in game number 4. At the 10:39 mark here in the first period. So Willis, big goal there, sophisticated with the assist, and that's Willis's 5th goal here tonight. And look at that, Brewers 2 for 2 on the power play. So that early penalty that had to be taken by the Vikings, and then they took a penalty later on, and that's what separates there. So power plays paying off for the Brewers here in game 4. Can they hold on to this lead, though? 2-0. And a lot of penalties happening everywhere here. That one's going to be against Anchorage here in the first. They were able to successfully kill the 5-on-3. Let's see if they could kill this one here. Gonna have a save there, and we'll get a face-off. About a minute and a half. And then a power play opportunity. But the Brewers, man, coming alive here in game 4. And here we go. Breakaway. I believe that was Caberlet, but not able to bury that one. Man, that would have been huge. That could have put the Brewers up 3. But Brew coming up with the save, and it's going to remain 2-0. Final seconds here of the London power play. And Anchorage is going to get their man, so even again here. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first. And Vikings getting on the board here. Cutting this one down to a goal, and that's Lazar. Assisted there by Manship and Dez with the secondary assist. And we got a 2-1 game. Vikings looking for more here. Pass across, but unable to connect on that one. But right in front, oh man, what a great opportunity, great shot. But was denied. Score remains 2-1 in the second. 3 minutes to go here over in the Anchorage series. They're down 1-0 after Willis, who has now put 5 goals on the board here for London tonight. And that game's real even there. Vikings, shots, just a one shot difference. Same thing with time attack, pretty even. Final seconds here of the first. And that's going to do it. So after the first, London goes in the dressing room there, up 1-0. Anchorage only putting up one shot in that period. So London had a whole bunch of power play chances in that period. Luckily for Anchorage, it's only one. 2 periods left to go. A lot of hockey left. See what happens. Last game going to overtime. You guys just tuning in here. Was London with the Willis scoring the OT winner in Game 3 to put London up 2-1. And right now he's got the only goal in that game. Brewers, another power play chance here. They've connected on 2 here in Game 4, which is a good reason why they're up 2-1. Can they get another one? Well, you know who's getting another one? That's Willis. Willis assisted there by Morty. Cush with the secondary assist. And man, this guy's on fire. Anchorage, no answer here to stop this man. His second goal of the game, 2-0. London. He's got 6 now on the night. Brewers still on that power play. 30 seconds to go. About midway point here in the second period. And Anchorage getting real sloppy here in this game. Penalty after penalty. And start period number 2 here. They take another one. They've already had to kill 3 here in this game. Penalty number 4 in Game 4. And so far, in this series, penalties have been killing them here in this series. And a very good reason why they're down 2-1 in the series. And on the verge of going down 3. Because Willis is not stopping. That's his 3rd goal. Hat-trick here. He's got all 3. Sophisticated with the assist. London tonight has scored 8 goals in this series. And Willis has 7 of them. Talk about a guy that carries a team. His backpack must be huge, man. He's got to be wearing a huge backpack here for London. That's for sure. He wasn't here last night, and like I said last night, I thought it was a great time for Anchorage to take down London, but had to come out with that bad start, and now London is just pouring it on, just as Anchorage did so last night. I don't think they've forgotten that game, where it was 8-0, 9-0 maybe. Right now it's 4-0 London, and looks like we got a timeout here. Cold. Anchorage only has 1 shot here. It's been all London here thus far in Game 4. So the way it's looking at right now, looks like London maybe taking a 3-1 lead here in this series. But it's been close. It's been a close series. If you haven't been watching this series, it definitely shouldn't be 3-1 for London. But that was looks like that was sophisticated with that 4th goal for London. So 4-0. Still 2-1 here on the other end. Brewers still up. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Can they hold on? They had those goals early on in the first period. And, it's been pretty quiet here. Pretty quiet, but Like I said, Brewers looking to grind this one out, I guess. That was a good shot. 5 seconds to go here in the second period. And that's going to do it. So after two, heading into the third period here, the Brewers find themselves up 2-1 after Furry Pujols, had that second goal for the Brewers, put them up, and right now that's the leading goal. And the man right there for the Brewers in that was Erickson. He's got a couple saves here. There was a goal that was called back in the first period. It was a goalie interference call, or else it could have been a tie game. Here we go. London so far shutting out the Bears here in Game 4, up 4-0, and they're able to shut out the Bears here because Bears are not showing any offense. One shot, and they find themselves man short here for most of this game here thus far. A lot of penalties, and not just the first, but second period as well. And right now in this series, that's what's killing the Bears. Because when both teams are in even strength, this Anchorage team matches up with London real well. But they find themselves down 4-0 here in Game 4. Gonna be tough to battle back here against this London team. Speaking about battling back here, that's what the Vikings are looking to do. They did get on the board, make this a 2-1 game, but it's been quiet since. Neither team have scored in a while here. We're in the third. Brewers don't need to score. They just need to prevent the Vikings from scoring. But here we go, 2-on-1 the other way. A pass across, but a great defensive play to lay down there to block the pass going across. And that was a great chance, but denied. But we are going to get a power play here, so big penalty coming up. The Vikings have a good chance here, and it's Furry Pujols who takes the penalty, is in the box. He's the one that gave the Brewers the lead, but he finds himself here in the box where the Vikings may be able to capitalize, and they do. Looks like we got a goal. Or are they going to review this? They may be looking upstairs. I don't know. It looked good, but no. I guess I didn't see the contact there. But that's no go. So, and that's twice here now. The Vikings have 2 goals that were taken off the board. And still 2-1. And I just want to remind some people, guys that do stream, there is a option to change the penalty box camera to keep it on the overhead. Just a FYI on that. You would go to your visual settings. You could do actually before the game, and you could change that. Here we go. Okay, Bears getting on the board. Final seconds here in the second period. And that was Gav Nasty with the goal for the Bears. Can they try to get one more here? 5 seconds to go. They won't, but was there a penalty? No, that was a clean hit. Okay. So after 2, it's 4-1. 4-1 in favor of London heading into period number 3. And look at that, 5 power play chances there for London. So, 10 penalty minutes taken here by the Bears in the first 2 periods. They did get a couple shots there in that second period, but still down 3 goals. Vikings still down here in this one, 2-1. Under 10 minutes to go. Time running out here for the Vikes. Can they tie this one? They do hold the lead here in the series. But for how long? We'll find out in about 7 minutes here. And as Eriksson makes the save, covers up, and we got a face-off coming up here in the Brewer zone. I don't know if they're going to call timeout or maybe discuss things over. I mean, pretty even here as far as stats goes. But it's one goal that separates. And like I said, it was 2 power play goals by the Brewers, where the Vikings unable to connect on either of their power play chances. They're only down 1. 7 minutes left here in the third period. London and Anchorage kicking off period number 3. London up 4-1. And like I said, Willis is having a tremendous night here for London in both Game 3 and in Game 4. And we're all tied up. Vikings scoring here. 2-2 goal game. All tied up here in the third period. 5.5 to go. And that's Manny. Manship with the goal. Lazar with the assist. 2-2. That Brewers lead no longer here. They're up 2-0 here at one point, but have not done much since that first period. Let the Vikings, back in this one. So now we got a tie game here. So Vikings looking to take a 3-1 lead here in the series, which would be huge if they could. And they do take the lead here in this game. So after the Brewers up 2-0, here come the Vikes scoring 3 unanswered goals. And now it's the Vikings with the lead late in the third, 2.5 to go. And that's Lazar again with his second goal. Dez with the assist. 3-2 Vikings. Brewers need to do something here. Coming down to the wire here, final minute of play in the third period. See what happens here. But the Vikings still maintaining that puck. Eriksson throwing that one out. He's like, come on, guys, man, we got to go. We're running out of time here. Got to get some shots on net. And they do. And they do connect with 39 seconds to go. We're tied again. So the Brewers getting the big goal that they needed. 3-3 game now. And that's Garou. Assisted there by Caberlet. Life with the secondary assist. And it's all tied up. Will we go to overtime? We already had one overtime here tonight. Now it's in the London series. We may have one here in this one. 3-3. Ooh, looks like a penalty taken by the Brewers with 16 seconds to go here in the third period. So after the Brewers just tied this one up, they find themselves a man short here. But a good clearing there. So maybe one more rush coming up here for the Vikings. I think we get a shot off here. Going around, looking for a wraparound. And that's going to do it. But the Brewers able to come back here with the closing seconds there of the third to force a overtime. London scoring again, and that's going to do it. That's Cush with the goal, Morty with the assist. 5-1 London with just 5 minutes left in the third period. So London on the verge of going up 3-1 in this series here against Anchorage. They'll be one game away from moving on to the finals here of this Season 4 playoffs of the Neutral Zone Hockey League. While here in this one, we're going to be heading to overtime. Anybody's game here at this point. Both teams had a good chance to close this one out. Brewers had the lead there in the third period. Vikings were able to come back, not only tie it, but take the lead. But then the Brewers, with a huge goal by Garou, final seconds to force an overtime here. And we'll see what happens in OT. Who can close it out? And remember, the Vikings are going to start this one. They still have the power play chance. I believe like a minute and 45 seconds left on the power play to begin overtime. The other one's pretty much over. So let me just get the big screen. That one has the final seconds there of the third period. London's already up 5-1. See who comes out big here in overtime. Caberlet looking, almost getting a shorthanded goal there. Great chance, man, and a great steal there. Looking for another steal. He'll pick up 10 seconds left now on the power play. Vikings looking, pass across, almost. And the skater comes back on the ice here for the Brewers. We're even again. Caberlet looking. Not going to find anyone there, but we got a turnover. Going the other way here now. Vikes cycling, looking in front, almost. Goes wide. Trying to get the puck out of there, but couldn't. Still in the zone here. Able to get it out there, though. Brewers controlling the puck here. Over to Caberlet. Back to Matt. Back to... Oh, what a shot and what a save. Game goes on. 3-3 in overtime. Goes in the chats. London doing a blowout nap. yeah. Well, hopefully I don't take a nap here because like last night. But man, like I said, Willis is putting on the show here for us tonight. I mean, the man is unstoppable here in both Game 3 and 4. We'll see what he does in Game number 5. If he plays as good as he did in Game 3 and 4, this series will be a wrap. I agree. So here we go. Still in overtime. And Brew's going to make the save there. Covers up. 11:14 to go in OT. Who's going to take this one? Will the series get tied up if the Brewers win? Or will we see the Vikings go up 3-1 in this series, just as we just saw London moments ago? And they do. We got a overtime winner there, and it's the Vikings closing it out, and we'll take a 3-1 lead. So both series here tonight, the Vikings and London, one win away from heading on to the finals here in Season 4. Yeah, that was a huge goal. I don't know if that was Manny. Manship got the goal on that one, I believe. I didn't catch that. Yeah, I believe so. Because Manship and Lazar finished with 2 goals each. And the Vikings bounced back. I said they were down 2-0 in this game. Came back. Brewers were able to send the game to overtime. But it didn't matter. Like I said, and Vikings have been in so many overtime games in this playoffs, from round 1 to now the semifinals. So they're used to it. They're used to it, and they come out with the win, and that's a huge win here, because now both the Wankers and the Vikings find themselves 1 win away from going on to the finals. It's do or die here now for Anchorage and Brewers, heading into game number 5. Because They lose another one and then done. Pack it up. It'll be done. Or will we have a Saturday night show? We'll see. Um, we'll need the Brewers or the Bears there to pull out a win here to force Game 6. What do you guys think, man? Is it going to be a wrap here for both series? Um, or will any of these go to Game 6 for Saturday night? Will Willis single-handedly take down this polar bear team here tonight? I mean, he's been tremendous. He's just annihilating the Bears here tonight, and Vikings as well. I mean, Vikings, both that forward line looking real good with Manny Hoodrat, up there up front. Um, just looking very good. And Lazar, I mean, that trio there, very hard to stop. So far, Brewers not able to find a way to stop them as they find themselves down 3-1 in this series, along with the Bears. And it looks like maybe heading into the next game here, Game 5 coming up for both. And for two teams here, they need to win. They need to win to stay alive, to force a Saturday night. Otherwise, teams will be moving on. We'll have the playoff bracket updated here after tonight. See what happens. Bears in London, about to kick off game number 5, and the Brewers against the Vikings. Hell of a series going on there, but unfortunately the Brewers find themselves in a very tough spot right now. Let me get this one up here since this one's starting out first here. That's London and it's Polar Bears. And like I said, for the Polar Bears, you got to get your stuff together, man. For the lineups, you got to get the guys to show up, man. You got time, you got all day there, but unfortunately they could not. And, and they saw what happened last night with that, and unfortunately they do the same thing here tonight. And right now they find themselves down 3-1. Although in that game, it didn't really cost them, but, Okay. So we're going to have the same thing here. Once again, it's going to be the Polar Bears taking the penalties here. And same thing with the Vikings. And remember, the Vikings, it did cost them. That's how the Brewers got on the board. But regardless, even with those penalties, Vikings still find a way to win in overtime. Manny, coming out big there for the Vikings. So we'll see what happens. Here we go. PK here for Anchorage. Trying to kill this off here. 1 minute left. That was a great steal. Great read. Get it out of the zone there. 20 seconds to go now on this London power play. And that's going to clear. That might do it right there. So back to even strength. So we're going to start it 0-0. Scoreless. Anchorage looked real good last night, but tonight, not so. And it's been Willis that's been put on the show here tonight for London. And they're one win away from eliminating the Polar Bears here tonight. Other series over there, looks like waiting to start up. We'll get that one on here shortly. as soon as it loads up there for both teams, and looks like it should be coming up shortly. So if you're just tuning in here, both London and Vikings winning both game 3 and 4, and have taken a 3-1 lead in this best of 7 series here in the semifinals. Looking to end it early here tonight. And that puck goes out of play, but we got a face-off here. 13-minute mark of the first period. And a goal right off the face-off. Pass across. And somebody's got to cover that, man. Can't leave him open like that. Willis continuing right where he left off. Here in game 5. Sophisticated. And Cush with the assist. Said it came right off the face-off. And Willis has been able to bury him here tonight. I lost track how much he's got. He's got to have at least, 8 goals maybe right now? Ooh, great shot, but a better save. 1-0 only. 10-minute mark of the first period. So with London, you got the number 1 team here in the playoffs. Looked a bit shaky there last night, but tonight they have bounced back and won both here tonight, game 3 and 4. So the other series, like I said, also starting up, also have to take the penalty there. Brewers were able to capitalize it last game, and they do so here. So just as London was off the face-off, right off the back, 1-0 Brewers, and that was Garou, assisted there by Matt. 1-0. But remember, last game they did the same thing. They actually went up 2-0 in the first, but were not able to close it, and they're up 2-0 here again in this one. So very early, but a good start here for the Brewers. That's Garou, Caberlet, and Matt with the assist. So Garou, 2 goals here already in game number 5. He doesn't want this one to end yet. He wants to send it to Saturday night. I want to see Saturday night. Like I said, it helps the show here for us. Definitely rooting for the Brewers, but still a long way. A lot of hockey there. Like I said, 2-goal lead here in this series does not mean anything here after what we saw, what happened last game. Anchorage gets a power play chance here. Try to tie this game up. They're down 1-0 after that Willis goal. 5 minutes left in the first. And just want to also remind everybody, remember, Season 5 signups are live. Make sure you guys hit the Discord there. Sign up for Season 5, which is looking to be a good one, man. Looking to be a really good season there for Season 5. A lot of guys already, on that draft sheet there, on that draft board. But if you're not, make sure you do. Make sure you sign up there and be a part of the NZHL, the Neutral Zone Hockey League here, bringing you, end of the week action. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night hockey. Here we go. Final seconds of the first. London still up 1-0. It got turnover, but what a save by LeBronto. Huge. That was a clutch save there after his team making a costly turnover. But Anchorage unable to bury it. LeBronto with a save and keeping his team up 1-0. Vikings responding here. Like I said, they went down 2-0, but get on the board here, making it a 2-1 game now. And it looks like that was Perfetti with the goal for the Vikings. 8-minute mark of the first period. London's 2 periods away from eliminating the Anchorage Polar Bears here tonight. Up 3-1, up 1-0 here in the game. Remember, they eliminated the Dragons. 1-0 game like this. Will they do the same here? No, actually, I believe it was 2-1. 2-1 game was for the Dragons. Will we see a Saturday night here for either of these series? 2 of them, like I said, are 1 win away here. See what happens. Right now, tight game here on both 1-goal games. 1-0 London. You got 2-1 here for the Brewers. About 4.5 minutes to go in the first period. After Perfetti scored the goal there for Vikings, put them on the board, cutting that 2-goal lead to 1. And we're going to get a face-off in the Viking zone. The Bears. Does the Bears season end here tonight? It's game 5. If they can't get the win here, it will. Ooh, great chance there, but no. Able to get it out of there successfully. So final seconds here of the first period between the Brewers and the Vikings. Brewers getting up on the board early, 2-0, just as last game. But Vikings knocking on that door. Remember, they came back like this in Game 4. Can they do it again here in Game 5? Final seconds. Wraparound chance there. No good, and that's going to do it. So, at the end of the first, Brewers still up, but only by 1 now. And that man right there scoring both for the Brewers, that's Guru. Trying to keep his team still alive here in the semifinals. Got a penalty here in the London series. So the Bears go on the power play here, down a goal. 1-0. The 9-minute mark of the second period. I believe that was Turk that took the penalty there for London. And like I said, on the screen you guys see the scores and everything, the stats there, the leaderboards so far here in the playoffs. I'll have everything updated. Should we have a game there tomorrow night? On either one. Right now, score remains the same. Like I said, Brewers still up 2-1. Heading into the second period. And over here, 1-goal game here as well. About 30 seconds left on the power play here for Anchorage. Oh, great steal by the Brewers. Great pass across. That was a tremendous play. I mean, the left winger came up there, had the great steal, cut through, and then a tremendous pass. That was Guru that started the play. Caberlet is the one who buried the puck in there, and it's 3-1. Big goal there for the Brewers. to start period number 2. And like I said, it was a tremendous play that started first by Guru, who's got 2 goals here in this game. Gets the apple. He's got 3 points here on the 3 Brewers goals. And Vikings will take a penalty on top of that. So Brewers can really extend this one here. Because remember, 2-goal lead is nothing here in this series. They weren't able to close it out last game. But if they could get another goal here on this power play, they could really extend this lead. A minute and a half to go here. London still up. Only 1-0. The only goal there scored was by Willis. Final seconds of the second period. And the Brewers do score. That's going to make it 4-1. And that's Guru Hattie for him. Hat-trick. Matt with the assist. Furry with the secondary assist. And the Brewers do not want to go home yet. They're up 4-1. They want to play Saturday night. And as of right now, that looks like they will. Unless the Vikings could somehow rally back here. Still a lot of hockey. Or this one started a little bit later than the London series. They still got about 14 minutes left in the second period. While London will be going to the third period. 20 minutes away for London to go on to the championship series. If they could hold this lead here, 1-0. If it remains, Willis will have another game winner. He's the only one that scored here so far. And more goals happening here for the Brewers. And that's Caberlet again. That's going to make it 5-1. Matt with the assist. And the Brewers. Man, where was this offense last game? Because, I mean, they're really coming on here against the Vikings here in game number 5. 5-1. Bears need a goal here. Right now, they're being shut out by Lebronto and the London Wankers. 1-0. And remember last night, Anchorage were able to shut down London, but tonight it's the other way around. Another opportunity here coming up for Anchorage. They were not able to successfully get anything on their other power play. This will be their third power play coming up. Still looking for that first goal to break this shutout. Here in the third period. Shot on net, but it's shut down. And London able to get it out of the zone. Under a minute left on this Anchorage power play. Ooh, what a great save on the other screen there. But the Vikings, like I said, still down 5-1. But that prevented it from being a 6-1 game. 7 minutes left in the second period on that one. So London able to kill off the penalty once again. But they're going to go back right into the box. So, man, they're really giving Anchorage good chances here. Power play number 4 coming up for Anchorage. 0-for-3 here tonight. But they only need one. They only need one here. And London's giving it to them, but they're not able to capitalize on these London mistakes. And I think we're going to have another tripping call. Passing the puck around there. Get the extra skater on here as well. So yeah, it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play now. They need to score here. They need to get a goal here. And they do. Pass right to the D-man. Gets it off to the winger. And we got a power play goal. And I think they still will have another power play, yes. Because that was 5-on-3. So a huge goal there by Gav Nasty. Full send with the assist. And it's 1-1. So both the Brewers as well as the Polar Bears here looking to force a Saturday night for tomorrow. Definitely the Brewers. I mean, that's Caberlet's third goal, assisted there by Garou. And it's 6-2 Brewers. Final seconds to go of the second period. While over here, the Bears just scored to tie this game up on that power play goal, 5-on-3. Can they get another one here on this power play to take the lead? They'll need it if they're looking to stay alive in this playoffs, semifinals. Game 5 here for both. Just under 10 to go. Well, in the other series there, the Brewers, huge period that was, 6-2. Heading on to period number 3, 2 for 2 on their power plays. And Vikings find themselves down 4 here in the third period. They made some comebacks here in the postseason, but this one's going to be tough. They need 4. And look at that. Bears had 5 power play opportunities here in this game. So, and London had a great chance here to close this out, but like I said, they kept taking penalty after penalty, and eventually the Bears score. Looks like we have a disconnect here on the other series, so I'm gonna pull this one up. Remember, the Brewers are up 6-2 after that disconnect. They still have 1 period to go in that one. While here, tie game, 7 minutes to go. Anchorage, another power play chance here. They capitalize on one of them. Can they capitalize here again? I believe this is like their, 6th power play? 1 minute left. Can London kill this off? The London PK team, has been tested here tonight. 6 minutes to go. We already had a overtime game here tonight. Are we in for another one here in Game 5? The previous one in Game 3, said it was Willis that came out with the OT win. Willis is the only one that scored for London here in Game 5. Or will this end in regulation because we got another penalty taken? Wow, that's penalty number 7. Make that 8. 5-on-3. And the Bears did capitalize on the 5-on-3 before. They get another one here with just under 5 minutes to go in the third period. So, London really putting themselves in a bad spot here in the third. Can they kill this off? It's about 1 minute on the 5-on-3. Here come the Bears. Puck up in the net, and that one's going to be cleared. That's going to kill a lot of the time. Under 30 seconds to go. Anchorage still on the power play. Still a good chance here. Here comes one man on the ice. And they're going to get both back on the ice. So Anchorage, like I said, I believe they're what? 1-for-9 or 1-for-8 on the power play? And that one was a 5-on-3. Ooh, what a shot. Did that hit the post? It does go wide. It's no goal. 1 minute left coming up here in the third period. 1-1 game here. Anchorage looking to stay alive. What a save. Clutch save here. 49.5 seconds to go in the third. Anchorage looking to end this one here in regulation. Had some good shots, good chances. But LeBronto with some huge saves. That's another save there. I believe that's his 12th save here in this game. So last night we saw Davison coming out tremendous key saves. Tonight here, LeBronto making huge saves here. Has not given up much goals here against this Anchorage team. And he faced a lot of power plays here, man. London was shorthanded. And that's a huge goal going the other way. And who is it? You guessed it, man. Willis. Who else? The man single-handedly here is going to eliminate the Bears. That's his second goal. Kush with the assist. And unless the Bears could tie it here, 30 seconds left. Oh, there's a shot. There's a save. Rebound. Another save by LeBronto. Man. Wow. Bears going to pull their goaltender here. They need a goal. 24.5 seconds to go. Season on the line for the Bears here in game number 5. Down 3-1 in the series. Down 1 goal. 2-1. Can they tie it? And there goes a clear. 10 seconds to go. We're going to get an icing call. So a big face-off coming up here. Can the Bears win it here and get at least a shot off? 8.9 seconds to go. Season on the line. There's the shot, but there's the save. LeBronto. Another save, but 1 second left. Oh, my God. Wow. Does it get any closer than that? I mean, LeBronto tried everything humanly possible for preventing the puck going in, but it somehow still goes. That rebound came there. I didn't think they had enough time to do it, but they did with 1 second to go. London was 1 second away from going on to the finals here, but looks like we're going to get overtime here again. And that was a Solid Nuke with the goal. Been playing too much Metal Gear, I guess. Coming out with that huge goal, man. When Willis buried that goal, I mean, I thought it was over. You know, was it 30 seconds left? Anchorage had their chances. They had their opportunities. They had 5-on-3 power play. I think they had like 8 or 9 power plays in this game. Only capitalized on one of them. But then, LeBronto coming out with those huge saves. But he couldn't make that last one there with 1 second to go. Bodies were flying all over the place, trying to block the shot, I guess. But London couldn't pick up the rebound, the puck there. The Bears did. And we're going to overtime. Look at that, 16 penalty minutes for London in this game. But it's a tie game, 2-2. Despite the time of attack, despite the shots in favor of the Polar Bears, we're going to overtime. We're going to overtime here, 2-2. Who's going to take it? Will London close it out here? Or will we see you guys Saturday night for Game 6? We'll find out here shortly. Overtime. on their way here. London, Anchorage, Game 5, 2-2 in overtime. Here we go. There's a shot, rebound, another shot, and a save on the other end. So, we mentioned about LeBronto and his saves, but, Anchorage facing some tough shots here on the other end as well. Ken Willis get the OT win here for London. I mean, he's been tremendous here in all 3 games. He had 4 in game 3. I think 3 in game number 4, and he's got both of them here in game 5. The next goal will be huge. Can Anchorage, can Solid Nuke come out, get the OT win here, and force a game 6? Here we go. London looking for the shot there, still able to keep it in. Cycling, looking around. That's Kush. Still with it, but that one's going to be intercepted, and it's going to go behind the blue line. So Anchorage will take over here. 13 minutes left here in overtime. Remember, London took game 3 in overtime with that Willis goal, and they take it here again, and I believe it's the same man again, and Willis does it again in overtime. I mean, he's just he took over here tonight in all 3 games. Gets the hat trick here. Gets the OT winner in game 5 as well as in game 3. I don't know. I don't know how many goals he finished the night off. I mean, maybe 10. Good 80-90% of the London goals was scored by that man right there. Anchorage just couldn't find a way to stop him. Had no answer here for Willis. And he gets London into the finals. So London will be moving on here. They're going on to the finals here. Taking a series here against the Polar Bears. 4-1. And we're still waiting on the Brewers, or that one might. I don't know if that one's done. Is it done? Maybe the Vikings said they don't want any more. They were down. I think it was what is it, 6-2 when that disconnect happened. Are we still getting a game there? I'm interested to see. But man, I'm looking at stats here. Willis 3 goals in that one. Kush had 3 assists. Fed him all 3 times. So shout out to him. Kush had a tremendous night as well. Maybe not scoring, but definitely on the assist stat category. I'm just seeing here. I think the Brewers, maybe they all did a full restart because of the connections issues. So still waiting on that to come up. Let me see if I could get that one in a full screen. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to put that one in full screen since it's the last game coming up. So if you're just tuning in, London, like I said, goes on to the championship here, winning all 3 here tonight. 4-1 was the final in that series. 2 of them going to overtime, but it's Willis, the OT hero here for London, able to get the goal, that final goal there, and gets London over to the championship game, and they wait the winner out of this one between the Brewers and Vikings. Vikings right now lead the series 3-1, but they're down here in Game 5, down 6-2 in this game. And it looks like I believe that one is getting ready to start up. So they only have one period left to play here. And Brewers just need to hold the lead, up 6-2. I believe it was 6-2. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, because like I said, it's been waiting a while here for this restart to take place. They may have done a full restart here, the hard reset. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Vikings looked real good, Game 3 and Game 4. But in this game, Brewers trying to force Saturday night for Game 6. So here we go. On the way here for period 3. Okay, all right. So it looks like there were some issues with the resets, with the restarts. One guy might have lost his power somewhat, or the internet went down. They had to switch, swap him out of there. Um, and but anyways, here we go. Um, you know, NZHL Center Ice. We'll be here all night if we have to finish this one here. Don't matter. So we have to play 3 here tonight. Long night, but we're gonna get it done here. Can the Vikings get it done? Close it out? They need a couple goals to do it. Down 6-2. But we've seen them, we've seen them come out with a lot of big goals early on. And that's what they need. They need a good start here. Puck loose. Man, that was almost a disaster play, and it does cost the Vikings. I mean, that puck was just taking one of those bounces, and the Brewers capitalize on it, and that's gonna be a goal there by Garou, assisted there by Caberlet, and that's gonna make it 7-2, I believe. So, and the other thing with the restarts, like I said, it's not going to be that long third period. You get that real time. But what a shot. One-timer blast. I believe that was Hoodrat. It was. It's going to be 3 for the Vikes. Remember, there was a disconnect on here. It's actually 7-3, I believe, right now. Still got some time here. I mean, it's 15-minute mark here left of the third period. Vikings are known for scoring, back to back. They'll need to do it here in the third. They lead the series here, though, 3-1. So London looking on. Who will they face in the championship series? And it could be this team here. If they could make the comeback, they get another goal here. So that's going to cut it down to a 3-goal lead here. 7-4. That's Hoodrat again. Dez with the assist on that goal. And I believe Tyrone Bigums with the secondary assist. 11 minutes to go now. More shots, but Nicky P with the save. Shuts that one down. Can the Brewers hold on? And here we go. Great passing there across between the wingers, but a better save. 10-minute mark, so we're midway point here of this game. Here come the Vikings. Pass. One-timer. No. Rebound here. Looking to sneak one in, but unable to. What a big hit, man. Taken. Vikings still pressing on here. Gets the pass across, but unable to get the shot off. 7 minutes to go now. Time winding down here for the Vikings. We're down 3. And that might just do it right there. Of any comeback happening. Because the Brewers scoring their 8th goal here. Caberlet. I don't know how much he's got here after the disconnect. Furry Pujols with the assist on that goal. And Brewers are 6 minutes away here from the win and forcing a Game 6 here in the semifinals against Stockholm here tonight. We had one team advance, but looks like in this one we're going to need night number 3 to settle it. 5 minutes to go. The Brewers staying alive here. And, when they play the Gamblers, same thing happened. Remember, they were down in that series, able to bounce back. But in this series, down 3-1. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough against this Vikings team. But at least they still get to play tomorrow night. Unlike Anchorage, who is eliminated here in Season 4 after Willis just absolutely took over here tonight, carrying London right on his back all the way to the championship series. 2 minutes to go now. This one's about over here. Like I said, they're not going to get the real time. 1 minute left, so it's very difficult here to try to make any type of comeback, especially with the number of goals needed. So we'll definitely see you tomorrow night right here. Same channel, same time. We'll have 6, and if need be, Game 7. Both of them tomorrow night. Series 3-2, though, in favor for the Vikings. Final seconds here. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it here. Friday night hockey at the Neutral Zone Hockey League here. Center Ice, NZHL. Thanks for tuning in. And like I said, as always, remember, on top here, Season 5 signups. Make sure you guys sign up for next season. If you want to be part of this action, part of this, what's going on here. Great postseason here. I'll have this brackets updated, posted there for you guys. But the Vikings and the Brewers will need to settle it tomorrow night for Game 6. Brewers down 1. And also make sure you hit the follow on here. Means a lot there for me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night, everybody.